Hello, let's play a bunch of New York Times games, but first we need to reveal our dad joke of the day. Alrighty. I recently went to the world's tiniest wind turbine exhibit. I'm going to reread that because I stumbled over it. I recently went to the world's tiniest wind turbine exhibit. Honestly, not a big fan. All right, and I'd like to thank our new members that have brought our count up to 169. Very nice. We have Ta8888, who signed up as a Tier 1 member, and Finland signed up as a Tier 2 enthusiast member. Thank you both for your support. I very much appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy your perks for the month. All right, well, let's start with connections. We're finding 4 groups of 4. We've got Borg, like from Star Trek. Yeah, Vulcan too. Interesting. I wonder if it's fake Star Trek, though. Anyway, Poke or Poke. Devil, Scroll, Vulcan, Drag, King, Elf, Punch, Batman, Sinner, Graph. But Graph, I don't know what that is. PH, I would know what it is. Click, Pierce, and Hover. Pierce like the name. We have Borg and Vulcan, but they're right on top of each other. So I'm starting to think that we aren't supposed to do Star Trek, because I don't see other Star Trek words. People with pointy ears, Vulcan, Elf, and Batman. Is there another? The Devil has pointy ears, I think. All right, this might be pointy ears. My shirt is this kind of lighter green. I don't think it looks great on me, but I haven't done laundry. And I'm running out of short sleeve shirts. But I don't know. Do you think this looks okay? I feel like my pale complexion with the light green. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan myself, but I like to wear darker colors. Anyway. Elf, Vulcan, Batman, Devil. I think this is pointy-eared people. Ones with pointy ears. There we go. Okay. So Borg is a weird addition here then. Sounds Swedish. Let's see. Poke or Poke? Drag, Boar. We have Borg and Boar. I keep focusing on graph here because, like, why? Why is it an F? I'm thinking homophones, or it could be missing or adding or removing letters. Because Borg, maybe we're adding and removing letters as well. Scroll, hover, and click are things you can do with a mouse cursor. Drag. Okay, so this is probably yellow. Yeah, mouse actions. Okay. So punch and poke and bore. Is it missing a T? Is it supposed to be graphed? I don't really know why that would be true. Or is it a homophone of graph with the PH? Pierce sounds like a name. Bore, honestly, I think that's a name. King is a name. Sinner. Maybe I should focus on Sinner. Because, like, why? It's, like, so out there because it's not the same part of speech as any of these other ones. Well, Sinner is a noun, but, like, doesn't it feel different? I don't know. Maybe not. So we can describe someone as a king, describe them as a sinner. Huh. Pokemon, Punch Out, Donkey Kong, not Donkey King. Huh. I don't know. I was thinking like Nintendo games or something. I can't find green, which is weird. Green should be relatively straightforward. Pierce is a name, but also can just be you're piercing through something. Okay, so maybe it's just you pierce, you punch, you poke, and you bore. This is creating a hole. I think I was making that more complicated than it needed to be. Perforate. I kept thinking of Pierce as a name for some reason, but then I realized, wait, I think I had Boar, Poke, and Punch highlighted at some point. Okay, that's a little silly. What the heck is purple doing? Graf, Boar, Sinner, and King. Graf, Borg, Sinner, and King. Martin Luther King Jr. Bourgeoisie. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. It's weird. Kingdom. I think I'm gonna have to give up on finding purple here. It's gonna have to happen. Oh. So I was right that some of them sounded like names. I had no idea someone was named Borg. Okay. Wimbledon winners. I was never gonna come up with that. Not in a million years. Okay, maybe Graf was supposed to give that away, but only if you know the trivia. Yeah, very heavy trivia category for purple. Okay, I'm glad I didn't spend too much time on that. I was convinced it had to be wordplay. Anyway, cool. So instead of guessing the difficulty out of 5, I'm gonna try to guess the percentage of players who succeeded. So I feel like this one is not too bad. You have to know either Wimbledon stuff or you have to know pointy-eared stuff. So like these are somewhat non-overlapping fandoms, maybe. I mean, obviously there could be overlap, but sports versus, comic culture, comic sci-fi, fantasy. So, but I mean, it's not that hard to come up with this, I think. But for that reason, I think we're going to have a slightly lower solve rate than we've had the past couple of days. So I'm going to give it a 58%. No, 58 is too low. Let's give it a 62%. Let's be exact as possible. First, we're going to look at their. Okay, so the art gives away tennis, which is interesting. Wouldn't have helped me. I'd be like, oh, it's tennis related, or is that a red herring? But it's the devil playing tennis. Okay. And then we've got a 3 out of 5 difficulty here. And what does the bot say? I said 62%, I believe. 70%. Okay, so I was 8% off. I wonder if that's good or bad to be 8% off. Probably not great. 3 out of 5, so it agrees. 3 out of 5. Plurality of people making no mistakes at all. Let's see. I was 1 to 56 for my order. I'm sure purple last is going to be pretty wait. Okay, so a lot of people know Wimbledon. Getting purple first. Okay. I don't. Interesting. Like blue first is less common than purple first. I think maybe Graf gives it away if you know anything about tennis champions. All right. So maybe I underestimated the number of people who know that. Seems like I did. Or alternatively, are there a bunch of people Googling what the heck is Graf and then seeing that it's Wimbledon winners? Anyway, wow, it's just like equal 38% on yellow and green. Yeah, so people who lost were down to these 2 trivia categories. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised about that. All right. People who lost, yeah, yellow, green, or some subset. All right. Borg, yeah, people wanting to put Borg with Vulcan is going to happen. I don't blame them, but it didn't feel too Star Trek-y for all the other ones, and they were right on top of each other. Pierce, I mean, is Pierce a tennis person? I don't know, but these all sound like names, so it could just be these sound like names. Common costume themes. Interesting. Putting King in. Yeah, so like you're dressing up for Halloween or something. That makes a whole lot of sense. Poke as a mouse action? Not quite. Fantasy and sci-fi beings, Borg, Vulcan, Elf, and Graf. What the heck's Graf? Fantasy, sci-fi beings, and 1 Wimbledon winner. There you go. I feel like the AI needs to be prompted a bit better. I don't know. I doubt the person who works on this watches me. But if you happen to, make sure you add to the prompt, if only 3 out of the 4 match, don't label it that way. I don't know how good your AI is, but... Or alternatively, name them yourself. Don't use AI. Anyway, cool. I think we want to look at what people are confidently locking in first. This tells a slightly different... Oh, no, it doesn't, actually. 24% of people are confidently locking in the Wimbledon winners. Wait, where are they? Oh, here. Oh, only 11%. Oh. So if we go back, of people who won, 22% got purple first. But the very first lock-in of all players, 11% did it. So there's a half of the people got purple first. Well, some of them, I think if you got purple first, you probably won. So I don't know what I'm trying to say. Maybe about half of the people who got purple first made mistakes first. And so I think they probably made the Pierce mistake first. I think Pierce might be a tennis player. Let's see. Tennis player Pierce. Yes, Mary Pierce, French former tennis player. So, even if you knew the trivia about tennis, there's still the red herring of adding Pierce into it, which is really nasty. And so that's why half the people did not get purple first by having Pierce in there. Or sorry, yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. I hope. I hope I'm not just babbling too much. Yellow, green, then purple, then blue. So I'm actually the least common correct answer first. I guess a lot of people know tennis. Sports is such a blind spot for me, and it does affect my ability to solve a lot of these New York Times puzzles. Anyway, how'd you do? Let's do the mini crossword. Hopefully it treats us better than the past few days have. Let's go. Parts of a museum dinosaur exhibit. Fossils? I don't know. Smiling face with sunglasses for one. Emoji. Painter's stand. An easel. Restaurant item often asked for by signing the air. The check or the bill. Overly slapdash. I don't know what that means. Tree with smooth gray bark. The beech tree. Nebraska City, that's home to Union Pacific headquarters. Omaha. Features of bloodhounds that are said to be 1,000 times stronger than humans. Noses. Boot from a game. Eject. Silky smooth. Oh. There aren't bones at dinosaur exhibits. There are fossils, which are not bones. The bone's gone. And there are fake bones, like reconstructed bones. But I don't think a dinosaur exhibit would have actual bones, ever. So I disagree. Anyway, what was this other one? Hasty. Overly slapdash is hasty. Cool. At least the downs were easy. I mean, I got these three and I got all the downs, so not too hard. Although getting these three helped a lot with getting the downs. Anyway, a nice reprieve from the past couple days. How'd you do? Let's do strands. Today's theme is rock solid. Why do we have ADDE here? Add it. What are we doing? Are these kinds of rocks? I don't know how many kinds of rocks I know. What else could it be? Could be music related, like rock genre. What else could it be? Rock solid. Things that are quite dense. I don't know. What do we got here? I'm gonna look around the edges. The edge strategy has kind of fallen out of style because they've been building the puzzles a little differently. I don't see how shunt would be something. I'd be surprised. We've got dates. I don't know why that would be something. Date or dates or dater. Probably not dater. Rock solid. Could this be like... I don't know. We just had a dinosaur related clue in the mini, so I wonder if we're dinosaur related. It wouldn't quite make sense, but... Voted? Huh. Yeah, sound? Why would sound be here? Maybe it's found? What would that have to do with rock solid, though? Or something like ending in ount or ounce. There's some possibility with this OUN, but I don't know what would make sense with... Maybe the theme is a bit weird today. We have an ING here. Unfortunately, I don't know like what would go with that. We've got earring. Does earring have two R's in it? I never remember. It looks okay that way. We also have nearing. What? Okay, rock solid. Maybe we're talking about like diamonds, like jewelry. Maybe it's jewelry. We don't have J, do we? But earrings would have earring or earrings. Okay, let's pull out our pen. So, because I'm visualizing in my head, but I feel like that's not cool to do. I'm going to include the S for now. So constant would be all along the bottom here, which is another, like, if you're rock solid, you are constant. And so maybe that's just a, I don't know, this could be the spanogram. Let's try it. Oh, I mean, it could have been the spanogram, but it wasn't. So is earring even correct, though? Because constant, like if you're rock solid, like metaphorically, then you're consistent. I don't know, hold. I don't know what's going on here. Would it not? Let's erase earring. Unfortunately, no spanogram for us today. I was thinking about just circling it because it didn't feel too themey, but I don't know. Maybe do you think hold a lock in? I might as well just try it. Okay. Hold fast, maybe? Oh, hold fast. Unwavering, which has the word earring in it. Okay, got it. Okay, so we're holding fast. Unwavering, constant. What else is here? Steady? MR. Oh, RM probably. IRM? Firm. Devoted? That's why voted was there. Vote and voted. And sound would have locked in, but not for the reason I thought. Okay, maybe I should have thought about sound a bit more because it was conspicuously there. All right. Well, I got there. Just a little bit. I mean, I locked in the wrong spanogram. For the wrong reason too. I don't know. Anyway, neat puzzle today. Let's pull up the bonus game wheel. All right, let's give it a spin. See what we're playing today. Oh, it looks like we're doing Word 500 again. All right, there's a lot of Word 500 entries, so pretty high chance to get it. This one was suggested by Brandon Collins. All right, let's load it up. All right, Word 500 is like Wordle, but instead of each letter coloring green, yellow, in this case they use red instead of gray, it just gives you counts. So it's strictly harder than Wordle, but you did get more guesses. But I still think it's harder. What should we start with? Was there anything from the previous games? Maybe solid? Let's try that. Ooh, see, all gray, well, in this case, all red is a really great result because you just know those letters aren't in it. And you can just do another guess. You don't have to like do any logic there. So it's a great result because now you've just sort of restricted what it can be. We still got TRN. We've got AE. TRN, AE. Ranty? You think ranty is a word? No. Trend? No, there's no D. What about like grant? I think grant is fine. 2 yellows in grant. I always like to assume we have the vowel. Unfortunately, so we're going to say we don't have the G just because the R and T are way more common. T is the most common letter of those. So let's take the A and the T. Just we're doing statistics here. We want a vowel and we want the commonest consonant. And we'll just go from there. So like a TA word, is that what we want to do? Or do we want to do like, I don't know what else. Maybe with an E here. Maybe not. What could we do? Can't do ED, ER, or ES, so it's kind of a wash there. What about like a T? See, the problem is I would need the A here. I could do it. Okay, I could do an EA here. Can't do TR. I could do TH, but THEA is not a thing that I can see. Oh, tweak. That's fun. Oh, another all red. That's perfect. So we need 2 of GRN. I'm going to say it's the RN, the 2 more common letters. And we're down to just the U and the Y. So is there an obvious way to do that? We could start with N. And then we'd probably want to do NU. Nurch. Is there a different way to do this? I'm thinking about like even just like an RRY word, but there isn't an NURRY. What about like an NRY? Hunry, punry, bunry, cunry, funry, no. Munry. Huh. This is weird. I mean, maybe we use the G. Okay, let's look at NG. You know, that's a common structure. But we can't end in NG, but we could do UNGY. Mungy? Is mungy a word? Mangy is a word, but not mungy. Bungy? Bungee's a word, like bungee cords. 2 greens, 2 yellows, and a red. I think we need the Y. We definitely need the U. Oh boy. Maybe if I make those green and then these 2 yellow. How would this work? N somewhere and then UGY. Ooh. Okay, I don't know what to do here. Sorry, okay. GN are assumed in. I don't know how to do this. Do we keep NG together? If we kept NG together, how do we bring 2 more letters in? We don't end in U, so we'd be U. I wonder if we're a UN word. Actually, let's think about that. So these would both be yellow. We start with UN. And then we could end in Y for sure. And in GY, it would have to be. See, this just doesn't work. If we start with UN, the B couldn't be the green, so we'd have to do with the GY this green. This just isn't a word. Okay. So what other greens would we want? What if the U was green? If I make the N green, the G would have to go last. And I don't think this doesn't work. I mean, I'm willing to put the Y not at the end, but okay. Let's assume there's no B. Let's assume the Y's at the end. These seem like reasonable assumptions to me, given the other letters we need to include. So then I just have to figure out what the combination of yellow greens here are. We get 1 more green and we need 2 yellows. And on doesn't work. So if the U was yellow and the N was yellow still, there are other options. So we could do N first with a U here in GY. That doesn't seem like a word. We could also do NUGY. I could double up the U, but I don't think that helps me right now. What other options are there? The N and then UGY. U. And I think I covered it. All right, so it's not that. So we got to make the G yellow. What if the U was green? We would have to do maybe UGNY? Ugny? Pugny? I don't think this is a word, but at least it's pronounceable. I do wonder if maybe we have an R. So yeah, I mean, I think there's more options to look at, but let's actually think no G. And let's do the RN again. And so this means that we need all 4 of these letters. R not going, okay. B. because I can't do BR. I guess there's another option, which is that we have the G but not the N. Yikes, okay, this has been tough. How about the G and the N? Let's say the Y got placed then. I think the U had to get placed. Would have to be N-U-G. Is this a word? Not that I can see. Ooh boy, I might have to do a filler. So probably the best filler at this point is just something that uses 2 out of the 3 GRNs, and then all reds otherwise. We know a whole lot of reds, and so we can just assume that we can just know that those are going to be red. So I could do something like, I could even move them around maybe. I could put them here and just use all reds otherwise. So INGS is dings. Let's do dings, because we know the D, I, and S are definitely going to be red. And so now we can see how many greens and yellows we get from NG. There's 1 yellow from NG, meaning only one of NG is in, meaning that R has to be in. Okay, so that's what I was starting to suspect. So if only one of NG is in, we do have a B, we have a U, and we have a Y. Now, all of them want to be where they are is kind of the problem. The B, U, and Y. B's love to be first. 50% of the words have B first if they have a B. U, like, I mean, I guess U could be in the middle, but we're kind of running out of ways to put U in the middle because we need double consonant. We have the R, but it can't go second. And then the Y, I mean, Y's are usually at the end. I could be considering non at the end, but let's consider Y at the end still. One of NG is yellow, so we know that uses up a yellow. So maybe I do need this U here and then this B. So we're already doing U, and Y, and then the B is somewhere here. Well, it would have to be... Oh, okay. G wouldn't be able to go first, but it would be Nubry or Nerby. Do I want to... Maybe I should figure out which of NG it is, just to save some time. So if I did Dines, it'll tell me if it's the N or the G that's in. Okay. Perfect. So the G is in. Rugby. It's rugby. Why did that take so long? Okay. Rugby is such a weird word because it has the GB next to each other. It's anytime the Wordle word is the 5-letter word is 2 syllables, and it's made 2 syllables by having 2 consonants next to each other that don't normally go next to each other. I have a lot harder time logicking out the word because I wouldn't normally try to put G and B together. I guess maybe I should have considered that, knowing that we probably ended in Y. I was right about the U and Y being green. But yeah, it being GR was a bit of a surprise. Okay, cool. I mean, these fillers helped quite a bit. All right. Well, those are the games for today, for this video at least. If you want to watch Wordle, you can click at the end of this video. It'll take you right there. And I have a pinned comment with all the videos I made today. And if you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.